everyone, how are we all? So monthly favourites time. This has been like, I haven't done a favourites video in absolutely ages, have I? But I've got a nice little selection of products. I've got a couple of things that I found disappointing as well, so I'll start with the things I like and we'll do the disappointing things at the end. The first three are kind of body care products, and the first two are fake tans, and I've had a revelation when it comes to fake tan. I'm by no means a foolproof expert at fake tanning. I do sometimes get it wrong. I do it late at night sometimes and it's a kind of haphazard job, but generally speaking, like, you know, it's winter, your body's covered, it's not the end of the world. But I have a type of complexion that just needs a little bit of a boost, otherwise I just look really unwell. I go very kind of like sallow looking, and so I've had a revelation in that I have discovered that in the winter at least I prefer, sorry about that noise, it's very obnoxious, I prefer a clear tan, so a tan without a guide colour, which again, you know, kind of leads to more errors possibly, but they don't stain your sheets, and I don't know, I just feel like they're a lot more of a pleasant tanning experience. So the two I've been chopping and changing between are the Tanologist Self Tan Dark Water Express Tan. This is literally just a water. They suggest you spray it everywhere and just kind of blend it in. I find that still quite messy and I worry about it staining floors long term, so I don't do that. I still pop it on a mitt, but I use this on my face and everything, and it is really easy to just chuck on, and it's a nice kind of natural, more green toned colour. And then the other one is this Superdrug tanning water mousse. So it comes out as a mousse. This has got a really strong fragrance. It's not an unpleasant fragrance. You'll have to bear with me, I've got a little bit of a cough. I haven't got COVID, I've just got a little bit of a cough and a runny nose. So yeah, this one, ugh, stop it. Super annoying. I am a person who never ever gets cold. Like, I'd maybe get a cold a year. I've had 3 in the last few months, and I take all the supplements and I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. It's because I wear myself out and I overstretch myself, and I'm always rushing around and I don't get sufficient sleep is probably what it is. But anyway, yeah, I use this on my face as well. They describe it as a tropical scent. I don't think it's a tropical scent. I weirdly think it smells like a perfume. It's kind of smells a bit like something like Alien or something like that, which I'm not mad keen on, but it's fine, it doesn't last super long. The colour this gives is a little bit more of a warm toned tan than this one, so if you prefer that, you'd like this. And it's really inexpensive. I think it's like £4.99 full price, and it's always on offer anyway, so they're both really lovely. And then this, I feel kind of bad mentioning this because it will be hard to get hold of here, but my sister-in-law lives in the US and she sent this over in a package for me for Christmas, and it's the Bath & Body Works Champagne Toast Body Cream. I've had the Champagne Toast candle before and I like it, but when this came I was kind of like, oh cool. I wasn't super excited about it. You know how like you prejudge something by the packaging, and I love Bath & Body Works, but I thought that this would just be like your bog standard, not kind of packs a punch in terms of moisture type cream, and I was wrong. It is so thick. It's not kind of gloopy, but it's just really nourishing and thick. But the smell, oh my god, it lasts ages. It's a very sweet, kind of jelly sweet smell. It wouldn't have been one necessarily that I would have picked, but I love it. And it is so strong to the point where I'd had a shower and I'd put it on a couple of days ago. My sister came around and she came upstairs and she was like, why does your house smell like jelly sweets? And I was like, no, it's me. And literally she could smell it like in the bathroom where I'd put it on. It's that strong. It's really lovely. I now really want to try other scents of these. It's really nice. So that's that for body care products. Then I have one skincare product. My skin has been all over the place lately. I have had a lot of weird little kind of textural issues, little bumps just along my jawline. Masks don't help, phones don't help. When I'm at work as well, in the restaurant, it's very hot and the masks kind of make it worse, but nonetheless we wear them. But I was just really kind of not getting on with my skincare routine, and I remembered that I had used this, and it's the Botanical Lab's Pumpkin Papaya Enzyme AHAs. And I think what I was doing was I've been using a lot of products that were BHAs, and I've come to the realisation that despite the fact my skin's oily, BHAs don't seem to really do very much for my skin. Like, I bought the Paula's Choice BHA lotion and I wasn't wowed by it. I didn't really feel like it did very much. So I bought this on Amazon because Superdrug used to stock this brand and they don't anymore. I picked it up on Amazon. It was around £6, I think. And I really enjoyed it. This like sorted my skin out within a matter of days. All of the bumps were gone and my skin just looked a lot better. I started using just a normal Superdrug vitamin E hot cloth cleanser and it's really helped my skin. I read that article that everyone was talking about, you know, the refinery one about the acids. I'm definitely guilty of that. I do that to my skin. So but they say it's like anti-blemish. It's got AHAs in it and lactic acid, some glycolic acid. It's a little bit of a mixture, but it's still quite mild and I really enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed any of the BHAs I've used in comparison, so make of that what you will. Then I've got one fragrance favourite. This is really inexpensive. It's from Aldi. I know there's also been a lot of conversation recently about Aldi and their dupage. For some reason, it doesn't bug me that Aldi do it. I understand people's reservations, but it doesn't personally bug me too much. In the same way that, say, a brand that Makeup Revolution, it bugs me. I don't know why. Anyway, I need to have a think about how I feel about that. Paul always makes me a stocking at Christmas, but he's quite rubbish, bless him, at picking what's going to go in it, and he gets really confused and flustered, and I don't think he understands the concept of stocking fillers, that they're not proper presents, and anyway, so I have to sort of guide him along. So when we're out and about, I'll say, oh, I really like that, that's a good stocking filler. So that was what I said about this, and he bought me it, and it's the Hotel Collection number 2 Blackberry and Bay. 2 guesses as to, you know, what that's inspired by, right? But it smells really similar. Jo Malone as well keep creeping up in price, I find, and this just really smells the same. And I wear so much perfume that I kind of think, like, you know, for the sake of £6 or whatever this is, it's so lovely. I'm not wearing this today, actually, stupidly. I'm wearing a Jo Malone one, which is ironic. I'm wearing Cardamom Mimosa by Jo Malone today. But this is quite green and fresh, and you kind of get that green blackberry note, that kind of sour blackberry note, as opposed to it being quite a sweet fruity scent. It's unusual, but I think it's quite a nice crowd pleaser, and easing into kind of autumn, I find it quite nice. And I also find kind of after Christmas, I'm really done with the kind of sweeter, more kind of heavy, smoky kind of scent. So throughout December, I'm just looking at my perfumes over there. The 2 that I wore the most were, these are so like polar opposite to one another, but Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy. I only ever wear that in the really kind of Christmassy time, and it's very sweet for me, which I don't normally like, but I really like that around Christmas time for some reason. So that and Marc Jacobs Decadence, which is smoky and heavy and a very grown-up fragrance for my taste. But kind of after Christmas and come January, you just want something a little bit fresher and just easier to wear. So I've kind of been wearing things like this and Glossier You, which I always wear. And I really like it. So that is that. And then let's do makeup. I've got just a couple of bits. I haven't got loads of makeup-y bits, but we'll do the things I liked first, and then we'll do the disappointing things. Did I? Oh, I've missed something. Oh, I've forgotten to bring it. Okay, I'll tell you about it anyway. One of them is the L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, the small one. I'll write it down below for you, but I really like that. I grabbed it just because I'd ran out of my Glossier Boy Brow, and I was in Superdrug and it was like a 3 for 2, and I thought, oh, I need another brow thing. I grabbed that without thinking, and I have used a large one of it. This one's different. It is a lot more plumping, and I really like it. I've got it in my brows today with just the tiniest little bit of pencil, and I absolutely love it. So yeah. One thing I am wearing today though is this, and it's the Wonder Cloud All Day Soft Eyeshadow from Rimmel in the shade Spiced Petal. And it's just a kind of sheer liquid eyeshadow, similar to the Glossier Sky Washers. Rimmel is one of those brands that, God love it, there's products from it that I really like, but it's not a brand that entices me particularly. I don't tend to kind of look at what's new. It just doesn't do much for me. Max Factor is a brand like that as well, actually. weirdly. A lot of drugstore brands nowadays, I don't know. But I'm wearing this on my lids today, and it's just a little wash of colour. I only wear this kind of thing now. I have not got time to be doing complicated eyeshadow looks. Usually Lola's on my lap when I'm trying to do it, and these just give a little bit of definition. Quick smudge with your fingers and it ties your look together, because I feel like it looks weird if I don't wear eyeshadow. So yeah, I really like that, and I'm going to check out what other colours they do with these, because the formula is really nice. It's kind of a cream to powder, and it's just so easy to use, like you cannot mess it up. And then this is MAC Teddy Eye Kohl. I have kind of fallen out of love with liquid liner. It doesn't super suit me because my eyes are quite hooded, and I don't have time for it nowadays either. But what I do have time for is the eye look that I've got on today, which is I will just take something like this, pop it on my lash line, wing it out ever so slightly with a little angled brush, and then just smudge the rest of it in. And I love how this looks. I think it's so flattering on your eyes. It kind of gives a little bit of definition, but it's softer. It's really easy. You don't have to buy a slightly more expensive one. I think MAC is not that expensive anyway, and especially these I think are a good price point. The other one I like is Costa Riche. That's a lovely colour too. But I just think the formula of these is perfect. They're just malleable enough, but they kind of are stiff enough at the same time, if that makes sense. I love these. And then disappointing products are these two L'Oreal products, and they are the Matte Signature eyeliners in the shade brown and in the shade burgundy. They look like this. They look like they're going to be really lovely. My first issue is the brown one. It's black. The burgundy one is a beautiful colour. The nib of them is nice. They're quite easy to work with. It's a nice kind of fine little nib. But I had a really weird allergic reaction to these, and I've still got really dry, like flaking off skin around my eyes. Granted, in the winter time I do get eczema around my eyes, but I manage it. I use a La Roche-Posay cream on it and it's fine, but these definitely exasperated it, and I'm not going to carry on using them, I don't think. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, and they just weren't as kind of, they were very wet. I didn't enjoy it. But that is everything. Let me know what you've been loving this month. I'm going to go because I feel like I'm going to have a coughing fit.